Hey guys, welcome to Approach the Nerd. And we're doing a really not so long live stream, but freeform made and ruined my life by releasing the Motherland Fort Salem season 2 teaser trailer. So it's not a full trailer, it is a teaser. And if you know anything about me, you know I love Motherland Fort Salem. I think I was one of the very first ever reviewers of this show. And yeah, it kind of sucks you in and spits you out and makes you question everything. And this teaser actually has done the exact same thing. It didn't give us a lot of information, but it did open my mind to questions. So if you follow the show, you know that in season 1, in Witch Bomb, the whole thing with Raelle and Abigail, they were left behind because unfortunately, Raelle got stabbed, and Abigail was trying to basically connect with her to keep her alive. And of course, she got weak, and Alder made the determination to leave them. And I said this in my review. It's been a minute. It's probably 10 months ago, 11 months ago since season 1 finale, but that scream that Tally did still haunts me when she sees them leaving her friends behind, her best friends, her troop, her girls being left behind to die. And then of course, Abigail saying, I love you, shitbird, and, Raelle reacting. And then they have a witch bomb. And the witch bomb, if you don't know what that is, somehow Raelle touched this like wall that has this sentient mushroom that connected with her. It's like they share their DNA. The reason that I'm talking about this is pretty much where season 2 is taken up. As a matter of fact, one of the first stills you see in the teaser, which is very quick. I don't even think this is a 30-second teaser. You see Raelle kind of interacting with the wall. And it's the strangest thing. It's the strangest thing. But that mushroom, her connecting with it when she was down the mausoleum before, saved her life and saved Abigail's life. But we don't know what this means. And so in the teaser, it's interesting. So we have Abigail's mother is talking with Alder. And if you know, in season 1, Abigail's mother was out for blood trying to replace Alder. But now, her daughter's left behind enemy lines. And so there's a line that said, there are more witches out there. We need to find them. I think those are two lines that are merged together. So I think the line that Abigail's mother's actually saying is we need to find, Abigail and Raelle because they're still behind enemy lines. And she doesn't believe that they're dead. So there's a lot of shots in the teaser where you see a lot of witches around circles, which makes sense. You see it in every genre of witchcraft and paganism. So that makes sense. But I don't know what these circles are doing because they're different groups and you cannot make who is who out in these circles. At first, I thought I saw Tally. I don't know why. I thought I saw like a flash of red hair, like a younger version. So she's not a biddy anymore around one of the scenes. But there's a scene where there is a white circle. It looks like a white circle of salt or something or chalk or whatever. And you see somebody sitting at the desk. And then you see somebody standing, and then you see a bunch of people out on the ground. And I don't know what the hell happened, but it is very intriguing. To me, I thought maybe it was Alder in the desk, because remember, Alder was doing a lot of stuff she should not have been doing last season. Like, for instance, basically getting into the president's mind and basically talking through her, because the president was getting ready to denounce her and replace her with someone else. And she used powers, which she's not supposed to do, at all, to basically have the president, not only keep her, but like sing her praises to the American people, which I don't know how she's going to get away with this for the long scope, but it did let Anacostia see Alder for, not for what she is, but for somebody who's desperate and who's willing to do very shady things to keep herself where she is and in power. Now, whether her reasonings are just or not is a thing, but I thought it's interesting because like, I can't tell if Anacostia is one of the ones that's in the room, but what gets me about season 2 is we know at the end of season 1 that Anacostia let Scylla go and then followed Scylla back to one of the spree hideouts. And you see her like jogging, and she's pretending to be a jogger. And then I've seen a few stills from some of the episodes that have filmed in season 2 where it looks like there's a speech that Alder is doing and Anacostia is there either observing it or she's looking at something. Now, my question is is Anacostia basically turning on Alder, pretending to be, Scylla's friend to get in with the spree? Or is she kind of like stuck on the precipice of both? So she doesn't want to be a terrorist, so she doesn't want to be a hardcore spree, but at the same time, she doesn't like the fact that Alder has taken like extreme measures and using magic against people. That's basically what she did. So she's kind of like cut in the middle of the situation. And I wonder if this actually would make Anacostia turn spree. Because if I remember correctly, we were going to start seeing a lot more of the spree. This like from their perspective and the cells, the spree, different spree cells that they have, and not just what's happening on base, because the girls have graduated. So, I mean, they're not in war college. There's really not a lot of reason to be on, base all of the time outside of being sent off for missions or whatever. So I'm really curious. And I know there was a scene where we saw two people that were using the burn. I call it burnout magic. I can't remember what they call it in the show, where they basically use the lighters to shapeshift or change their faces. And I thought I was looking at Scylla and another person, and I can't tell who the other person is. I don't think it was Willa, but it could have been. But I do think that Scylla is 100% back in play with the spree. And if that's the case, then I kind of feel like maybe Anacostia is pretending to trade to get closer to the spree and to get Scylla to trust her more. But then what does she have to do to convince them? Because I think Scylla's initiation, she had to change her face and go to like, we're going to call it the nationwide sign up date, where basically everybody was basically celebrating all the witches selling, which is kind of effed up if you think about it. They're basically it's basically a celebration for all of the witches who are 18 that are going to basically enlist to die or go serve in the military. And there were like 1,600 of them. And she mumbled a spell with a balloon, and then all of them jumped to their death. I think what got me about that scene initially in season 1 was the little girl she was looking at, and knowing that she was going to kill that little girl kind of got me. But I think that was Scylla's like initiation, like prove you're loyal to the spree type scenario. So then what will Anacostia have to do? I don't know. It's interesting. It is very interesting. The whole segue into like, we don't see Abigail. We do see Raelle. That's how we know Raelle. Of course they're alive. We saw that they were alive at the end of season 1. So there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that they were alive, but we don't see Abigail to the very end of the teaser. And now I know that they all have their different categories. So if we're thinking like, if we compare them to the charm ones, then we have Tally, she's pretty much a version of a seer. And we have a fixer, which is Raelle. I think the seers are called knowers. So Tally will be a knower. Raelle is the fixer. She can heal. And then Abigail is a blaster. And that's somebody that can use and fight with weather, basically. It's like weather magic. And you see a Dill. It looks like a Dill standing at the side or behind her. And then she's like literally summoning swords and levitating her body. So to me, it looks like Abigail got a power up. And I don't know if that happened when Raelle touched her with the magic, mushroom, when they were holding hats and they were linked. So does that mean the mushroom actually transferred some of its stuff to her too? And that she doesn't need to be in proximity of Raelle to use it? Because what she was doing, I haven't seen the other, recruits do, or even any of the soldiers do. So, I mean, even when we looked at, Alder, who was like throwing electrical storms at, when they were fighting, the biddies were helping her. Now, to be fair, they are the ones keeping her young. So that's probably something more of the line that she's very old. But Abigail she looks powerful as hell. So I'm like, is that something that happened when Raelle and her touched? This is something that, I mean, it's interesting. It is very interesting. I wanted to just do like a short reaction to this, but then I had these questions and I thought, would I remember these questions if I just did, a standard 2-3 minute review? Because that's pretty much what I do. Like, if it's just a teaser trailer, it's not going to be a long review. But it's just really weird because we got like the Fort Salem, like mausoleum, like sentient mushroom, which seems to be at the focal point of like everything that's happening in this damn show. We have Kalita, we have, the what was her people called? I gotta think of their names again. Why did they just go out of my head? I'll get their names again. But they have their own seeds that they refuse to teach anybody. Like, they're not teaching anyone. I mean, they're hoarding it for themselves. They're like, you guys are just going to use it to fight. So they're pretty much like, basically pacifists with tremendous amounts of power and not willing to share is basically what I see from that. And I don't know if Abigail could be trained by Adil, because Adil has a lot of skills. Like, he can make himself invisible. I mean, he has a lot of things that we haven't seen any of the other witches be able to do. So I wonder if she's being trained by him and that's why he's with her, or if she's just showing him what she can do now. Because again, the teaser is just a teaser. But I am really hoping we learn about this freaking sentient mushroom, because I'm telling you, first of all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a cringe factor whenever we see it in motion, like, or in play. Like when we saw Rael and Abigail walking through the mushrooms and they were like growing and they were holding hands. It creeped me the hell out. I'm not gonna lie. It was very effing creepy. But at the same time, it's interesting because not only did it save Rael and by proxy Abigail because she was connected to Rael, it also took in the Black Plague. So like when they were, healing, Kalita, everyone's like, oh, Rael, you're just getting better. And she's like, no, it's because I'm linked to this damn mushroom. And then the mushroom took in the Black Plague. And it seems like it made the Black Plague into a weapon, because when they did the witch bomb in season 1, and they were holding hands, it was like the Black Plague exploded. And then we just saw a bunch of mushrooms growing everywhere, like terraforming. It was really creepy. But yeah, I'm so curious on where the heck they're going with that, because that mushroom seems like, and then why was it down in the mausoleum? Why doesn't anyone else know? Why are the necros the only ones that are taught to basically talk to mushrooms by proxy? Maybe this big mushroom. It's something they seem to not understand, and something that has either always been there or was somehow moved there without being touched. And I know you're not supposed to touch them. I think that type of mushroom is a death mushroom or something like that. So like, does that mean if you touch it, your life force eventually is going to go into the mushroom and you're going to die? I mean, I'm just really curious to see where they're going with this, because the mushroom seems to be a very big, there's more plot to this than what's happening with the spree. So it's like, I don't know. It's really weird. It's very, very weird. But yeah, this teaser, I hate when Freeform does this, because Freeform is one of the only channels I know that will do like a 15 to 30 second, teaser trailer and put such obscure stuff in that you have no idea what the hell's happening. Like, I literally was looking at every group that had a circle in this and trying to decipher who these people were. I'm like, is that Tally? Wait, is that Anacostia? And they're so like, they zoom so far out of their faces that you can't see who these people are. So I have no idea. Like, are they spree? Are they, trainees? Are they, groups like Tally and Rael and Abigail's group? I don't know. But I'm hoping, I have this dream that Tally is not going to be a biddy for more than an episode, because I did see red hair in one of those groups, and Tally right now has gray hair. And I can't see Tally not being, a part of Rael and part of, Abigail's unit. Because if they're this powerful with just Abigail and Rael, how powerful would they be if they added on, Tally? Because Tally is a really, like, if she's if you look at season 1 where she was basically telling where all the attacks were coming from, and she was hardly trained as a knower, just imagine what she would be like if they were able to train her better. So I don't know. I don't think Alder's going to hold her hostage much longer. I feel like somebody else is going to take her place. Maybe some sacrificial person will take her place. I don't know who that will be, but somebody has to, because obviously if they don't, Alder will die. But I want to believe that being a biddy is reversible. Hopefully. I'm hoping that they're reversible, because that would absolutely effing suck if it was like, well, one shot wonder, you're done. But no, I was thinking about all of the characters. Like, we have the spree, we have, the Witch Father. I don't know if the Witch Father or any of the Witchers are going to be back. I mean, honestly, to be fair, I don't know what they do besides kind of semi-make weapons and give them to the witch units, because they do that and then they sleep with them during their solstice. So, I mean, I don't know what else they do. I mean, I don't. It's kind of sad. I wish we had a little bit more backstory, exposition, anything on what the male witches actually do in this world, because it doesn't seem like they do a lot. So maybe we'll get some more of that. I don't know, because honestly, the Witch Father he was kind of cool. I mean, yeah, he really was only there to keep the boys in check and to have sex with older, but I mean, that's what it seems like anyway. But I'm hoping that we do get to see a little bit more of the male witches, because even in the teaser right now, it's all women. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. So let's see. Hey, Kevin. Hopefully we will learn more about this fungus. I really need to know what this sentient mushroom is all about. Like how, because obviously they know about it. They know about it. But what is it? Let's see. I clicked off. I didn't know there was a teaser until I saw you were just live just now. Yeah, they posted it earlier this morning. Like mid-afternoon for me. Oh my gosh. It's just, and then, it's so sad. And then Susie just said exactly what I was going to say. I feel like I need to go back and rewatch season 1, because I remember, like, I've done a review on every episode. I've done theory videos on this, but as a reviewer, you start reviewing so much that you don't want to get to the point where all the storylines of different shows start crossing. So I always find myself saying, wait, did that happen in Motherland? Maybe that happened in Charmed, or maybe that happened, in this, maybe it happened in that. So, but the one distinguishable thing about this show is that effing mushroom. That's hard to forget, because there's a cringe factor for me. So I love the show. I hate the mushroom. I hate looking at the mushroom. It's just really gross for me. I haven't watched this show, but I'm interested based on the teaser. Is this the show that you mentioned where people get hostile in response to criticisms? Yes. Unfortunately, in every fandom, you're going to find people that get really in their feelings if you say something about a character or a ship that, they are passionate about. Let's say passionate. Like how they are with Hasty and Charmed. This is exactly how they are with Raelle and Scylla. If I say something about Scylla murdering people, people are like, oh my God, but it's Scylla and Raelle. And I'm like, this is coming from a queer woman. I actually had somebody tell me that I just didn't like the fact that there were lesbians. And I'm like, I'm in an LGBT marriage. That makes absolutely no sense. I'm like, but do you, booze? But no, I actually like Amalia Holm, who plays Scylla. And it's not that I hate the character of Scylla. It's just that, me, it's like even with Abigail, I love Abigail and Charmed. I still hold her accountable for stuff that she does. But if you are redeeming yourself, or you feel sorry, or you're helpful, I basically say, okay, you're on the track to be redeemed. If you've never admitted that you did anything wrong, and the first thing out of your mouth is, well, this is what they did to us. It's like, as a mother, it's like, the whole kindergarten thing. Well, he took my crown, so bad. That's basically all I've been hearing. Scylla has not shown remorse for basically causing 1,600 people to die and her ex-boyfriend Porter to jump to his death. I need him to do that, because I can't. I need her to do that. I can't accept her redemption unless she admits that murdering people, no matter how just you think your cause is still murder and wrong. I just need that. And then I will be cool with Scylla. If she doesn't do that, then I guess people are going to come at me all the time, because I'm just going to keep saying it. That is the one aspect about her character that I do not like. Black or white or gray, murder is murder. So, but I still am excited to see the journey, because now that Scylla is with Raelle's mother, who nobody thought was alive. Hell, Raelle didn't even realize she was working for, Scylla didn't realize that she was working for Raelle's mother. That whole relationship and drama is going to be interesting, especially if Raelle gets reunited, not only with her dead mother, but with her girlfriend who she feels has betrayed them. So that's going to be a thing. Let's see. Trying to go back. How are you doing? June 22nd, Motherland. Can't wait. I know. And see, this is a problem for me, guys, because, we have our Arrowverse Tuesdays on Tuesday night, but Motherland Fort Salem is on Tuesday night. So I'm debating heavily moving our Arrowverse to Wednesday and have it in the afternoon so that I can do a Motherland Fort Salem after show like we do with Charm on Tuesday night. So let me know what you guys think about that, because I like to do play-by-plays like we're in like it's a sports event for some reason. So let me know what you think about that. Let's see here. I'm so glad that this show survived through COVID. And yeah, I'm in the middle of rewatching right now. I am too. I'm happy that they were able to get over to Canada, because I know for Rael's actress, she lives in Canada, but I think everybody else, like I want to say Tally's actress lives in South Africa. We have Ashley Nicole Williams, who plays Abigail. She's from the States. So, I mean, trying to get everybody in was virtually almost impossible. I think Amalia Holmes was in Sweden. And then we have Alder's actress. I think she was either in Holland or living in London. So, I mean, it was definitely a concern trying to get them all across the pond to film this. So I am very excited. And I knew that they had wrapped, because I follow some of them on Instagram and I remember them posting, oh, it's the last day. So I knew they had wrapped, at least for whatever they were shooting for this part of the season. Now, I don't know if they have the whole season shot, but I'm assuming they do, but wherever their midpoint season is, they're done filming for that. So it's exciting. I mean, like I said, when Motherland Fort Salem like starts, it just goes. There's never an episode where it's not just like literally 70 miles to 90 miles per hour. I've never had like a slow burn moment watching this show. If you blink, you will miss stuff. That is how fast paced this show is. So it's gonna be a thing. I will do myself a favor and stick to your reviews. That way I don't have to worry about being attacked in the comments for not liking the show. It makes you feel weird as an LGBT member to be attacked and saying that you don't approve of a character because they're LGBT. And it's like, do you not understand who I am? I'm like, it's got nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with that. I know people are passionate about what they're into. I know they are. But I mean, I already know. I'm telling you right now, we haven't even started this season. And if I say anything negative at all about Zilla, they will come for me, which is fine. I'm a big girl. I can take it. Hi, Nicholas. I think that's pretty fair. I have to watch the show to see what Zilla is all about. Yeah. Definitely check it out. Let me know what you think. It's on Hulu. So if you have a Hulu subscription, you can watch all of it. I don't know if it's on demand with it might be on demand with a lot of cable networks, but yeah, I would love to know once you've seen the show, your input on that, because people be in their feelings. I'm generally in different regards to those particular streams. I can't guarantee that I can show up to any of your streams due to my workload. That's fine. I mean, I understand that work comes first, so it's paying the bills. So, I mean, it's not a problem. I'm just trying to work out a schedule that works, because it's hard when all of the shows that you primarily like kind of review are really close together. Like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are my primary right now review days. And I have to split all of these episodes because they're not just one, they're multiple. So it's like, I would be literally doing a stream or a video like 3 or 4 times a day if I just did them all on the days that they came out, and that would be insane. So, I'm trying to figure it out. It's why I combine shows for Arrowverse. It's a lot easier. I feel the same way about Zilla. The character killed 1,601 people. No one should celebrate that, even if it's a gay couple. I'm telling you, it drives me nuts. Whenever I do the Charmed review, so if you follow my Charmed review, I'm talking about Abigail, and they like to talk about the fact that at the beginning of season 2, she killed these witches. But I'm like, I get in a way what you're saying, that she killed these witches because it was demons versus witches, but at the same time, she did have a redemption. Not only did she help the Charmed Ones throughout the entire season, she also, when she became the Overlord, made sure that none of the demons would attack witches or the Charmed Ones. So basically, she was kind of bodyguarding the Charmed Ones. That is kind of redemption. And even now, they're making her feel like crap. And she's like, how do I redeem myself? Zilla has not once, any time in this series said, maybe I should not have killed those 100 people and my ex-boyfriend. Maybe I should not have done that because that's actually murdering people. Maybe I should live by example and say, hey, I don't think that us witches should be abused and forced to go into the military and killed because we don't want to go, have no freedom, and subject another set of people with those values because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in murder, or I believe in pacifism, or I believe there's a better way to live. Murder should not be the example because that is terrorism. So it's kind of like, when I say that, people are like, but you don't understand. No, I understand. You like her with Raelle. They are a cute couple. But her ability to kiss, make out, and have sex with her girlfriend does not make her a redeemable character. It just makes her a good girlfriend. So it's a thing, guys. It's a thing. You're right. This show is so fast paced. It really is. Like, if you blink, like, and when I say blink, it's not even like little tiny obscure things. It's not like, Tally is talking to so-and-so on the side. That's kind of like cheating, blah, blah, blah. No, it's like major plot shit. Like, you're literally like looking over here and then somebody's killed someone over here. And then somebody's like backstabbing somebody over there and making like a plot or a terrorist plot over in the corner. And it's like, like, I'm the only one that thought Raelle was about to pull some spell weaving like the magical knots in Discovery of Witches. I mean, she was, I don't know what she's doing with that mushroom. I'm like, is it giving her like electrical powers? I don't know. It looked like spider webs on the wall though, like a bunch of webbing. Like, it really like something was going to come out. And I remember when she first touched it, at first I thought it is alive, but I thought it actually had cloned her, or like some other entity was trying to get out because there was a face pushing through it. Some people thought it was her mother, but I wasn't sure about that. But I will say it's very ironic that in season 1, in the season finale, her mother's in the kitchen frying up mushrooms while her daughter's coming back from death, basically, are being saved from death by a sentient mushroom. So there's some kind of like connection there, or very creative cinematography, I'm just saying, to kind of throw us off. I look forward to our discussions about this show. They are fun to talk about. It's an amazing show. I really do. I think we have 13 episodes again this season, so I am really, really looking forward to this. Let's see. Are manipulating the residues from lingering spells and songs. I love their seeds. I love the fact that there's a different seed for everything. It makes you wonder how extensive, though. I wonder if we're going to get more seeds and more abilities from other people. Because like I said, Adil can make himself invisible and make like people literally walking around. It's almost like he's doing his own little reality bubble and nobody sees him. And it's extremely effing cool. The show should be on Hulu because it airs there next day, Freeform, Hulu, or all Disney. I think it is. I think it's on there right now because I have the package where you have Hulu and Disney Plus. And unfortunately, ESPN, sorry if you're a sports fan, I'm not really that into sports. So like, I just pay for a channel I don't use. But I think if you type in Motherland Fort Salem, all of them should be on there. Now, if you don't have the ad free and you're new to subscribing, then you'll have to go through all of the 120 commercials. I have ad free, thank God, but it is on there. I'm pretty sure every episode of Motherland Fort Salem is on there right now. So I would definitely check it out because, again, it is a really good show. Maria, you ain't the only one getting relative hate towards Scylla. I'm the vice president of Bell Collars. Scylla is a sociopath that really learned or question her. Yeah, I actually like Abigail and Raelle. And I know that sounds blasphemous to so many people, but it's like they went from enemies to frenemies to friends. And it just seems like when she's like, I love you, shipbird, I'm like, I can totally ship this couple. I mean, she literally died for you. She was willing to effing die. Now, I will say that they could be ultimate BFFs, but I've always hated anime that did that shit. It just drives me nuts. Like, there is a show that translates to Maria Watches Over Us. It's about a Catholic school, and all these girls like pair up, and they have like the older sisters and the little sisters. And there's this character named Sei who takes this little character under her wing called Shimako. And I was like, they would make the cutest couple. And they're like, we love each other so much. We have a relationship you can't understand. And then nothing. We're just friends. Like, I hate you all. Like, I hate you. Like, kind of unrelated, but I have a similar feelings towards Sabretooth and Marvel. I used to be for having Superman to be redeemed hero, but the fact that he raped a Native American woman in his history. Yes, he did. He's done a lot more than that. He is horrible. But I get what you're saying. Until you know the full scope of how bad and all the evil deeds that they do, it's hard to see, you know. Like if somebody came back and told me that Abigail was eating little babies, and yeah, I could say let's just shit on her. But you know, until then, I can't be like that hateful towards her when the good she's done has outweighed the bad right now. I am not taking up for murder. I'm never going to say she should not pay penance for murdering somebody, but all of the other things she's done does not mean she is unredeemable, because she's been redeeming herself this entire damn season. And so, yeah, it's a thing. And he's never revisited or apologized for that. I can't get behind a guy like that, unfortunately. I don't blame you. This whole Scylla thing reminds me of how in Supergirl, the show encouraged its viewers to cheer for Manel and Kara, despite Manel being married. The things people will ignore in their show. I'm telling you, you will never come across a more toxic fan than when you F with somebody's ship. I'm telling you this right now. I got called every damn name in the book just last week because I was critical of Macy's treatment of Abigail. And apparently I'm not allowed to say anything about Macy. And so I am the shit's cat. I don't know. Which you already know how I feel about that. I don't care. Actions murdering thousands of people like her former boyfriend, and was an active hit towards Abigail's cousin. I forgot about that. She literally knew that there was going to be an attack, and Abigail's cousin died. How do you forgive that? Not only that, she did not feel remorseful for any of that. The only thing she felt remorseful about was Raelle looking at her like she was bad. She felt guilty because she got caught. That is what that shit was. And then when she's free, she goes right back to the spree. That is my problem. Redemption literally means you feel like you did something that needs to be redeemed. You feel bad for the things that you did. Or like, saying redemption literally means you have to compensate for your crimes in some way. But if you're glossing over them, then it's not redemption. She has not accepted that she has done anything wrong. Scylla has just been a straight up suspicious entire season. I don't get good vibes from her, personally. I'm telling you. Now, again, you can go on YouTube right now and search for Scylla and Raelle videos, and you will have 1,000,001 fans. And the moment you say anything that I'm saying right now, they'll come for you. They will come for you. So I'm going to let you guys know. I'm going to be watching this situation this season with hawk eyes, and I'm going to say what I want to say, and I don't care, because that is what a real reviewer does. We don't kiss ass because we're scared that you're going to get mad. I don't care. So I'm telling you, Scylla has been on my radar of effing up. She needs to do something to prove to me that she actually has, that she feels remorse for what she did. Because her being in a ship, that's cute and whatever. But there's no point of Raelle being in a ship with somebody who right now is a sociopath. So I just have to put it out there. And people will say, well, trauma. Okay, there's been a ton of characters that had seen their parents murdered in front of them. Let's use Batman, for example. Batman saw his parents get gunned down, but he still isn't going around killing everyone, even though he should kill Joker. So, I mean, I can't go by that. I'm sorry. I can't go by that. I personally never liked Scylla. I remember in the comments of the Salem YouTube channel, all the teens are going, wait and see, Scylla was forced to do it, or she wasn't the one who killed. Yeah, see, they can't handle it. Now Elliot, who writes the show, he even said, well, there's gray area. I disagree when it comes to murder. There is no such thing as gray area when you kill someone. I understand self-defense. And, I'm never going to say that, if you watch my Jupiter's Legacy review that I'm going to post either tonight or tomorrow morning, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. I get self-defense. I understand not wanting to die, and it's you or them. I get it. But you still take a life. And normally, even when you kill someone, you feel remorseful about it. You don't just let 1,600 people, one after another, jump to their death and not feel anything. You don't look a little girl in the eye who's with her mom, knowing that you're about to do an incantation to make her kill herself. I mean, that is effed up. And nobody is going to tell me that's not effed up. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't subscribe to that. Kids. Yep, pretty much. I can't wait until this season starts. I've been craving for a witch show with 3 female leads that actually accomplish something, because Charmed hasn't been doing it for me lately. I feel so bad. We have our Charm review tomorrow too. That's funny. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm not going to be upset tomorrow because they're going to be trying to rescue Jordan, and then we already know Macy's like, leave Abigail in there. So it's gonna be a thing. Facts. Charm's increase of plot flow is making me want to hit someone over the head with a spoon. Get some chopsticks. It's faster. Season 1 is on Disney Plus. Cool. Okay. See, I know that it's definitely, when I looked last week, it was on Hulu. It probably is also on Hulu with ads, but if it's on season 1, that's even better. On Disney Plus, it's even better. I support relationships where no one is a terrorist. I mean, I think everybody deserves a second chance. If you show me that you feel like shit because you did that, and then you were like, I need to spend my life making up for the fact that I killed 1,601 people, I got you. We can do this. I see you are truly remorseful. You realize that you effed up, and I can say I changed for the power of love. I don't give a damn why you did it. It is a comic book trope. It happens all the damn time. We understand this. I love Quanon. I love Lady Shiva. I am not disillusioned about them at all. They have killed a lot of people, and probably a lot of people that did not deserve to die, and people in proximity who were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I am not disillusioned by that. They are not good people. I just love Lady Shiva and Quanon. And so if I can tell you that, and on my channel, I love Lady Shiva. That's my girl. For me to say I don't think she's a good person, that should tell you that I'm going to be critical on everybody. Like, everyone gets fair evaluation on this channel. I'm not going to be that person that's just like, oh, well, everybody loves Raelle and Scylla, and I don't want everyone to be mad at me, so I'm going to go ahead and just say that they're cute, and Scylla it wasn't her. I don't care if all the evidence points towards it. I'm just going to be supportive because everyone loves Raelle and Scylla, and they're cute together, and I don't want to be considered a bad person or anti-LGBT because I said that Scylla sucks. I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, fuck it. I'm looking forward to seeing my girl Abigail and her relationships and everything she will be up to. Also, I look forward to seeing her mother. Yeah, Petra's her mother. Whoo! Her mother's no joke. That woman, I don't know what to say about her. Because at first I really thought that she was going to end up being the new general because she was setting Alder up great. I did not think Alder was going to do what she did. So, yeah. Alder is definitely a person that I really believe, and I mean, I don't know how true this is. I believe she would kill to keep her position. If it came down to it, she would have killed that president. Maybe had caused her to have a stroke or something, because that is literally the desperation she feels she needs to have to keep herself in power. So that's something that I think Anacostia sees. And I think that that's something that is going to play out in season 2, because one of the pictures, there's a picture of her doing a speech with the American flag behind her, and people are saying, not our daughters, and witches or something, and there's like, how can we trust you, and blah blah blah. So it's a lot of like protests going on, and she seems to be the focal point of it. And that's where I think I saw Anacostia in the crowd looking at her, because she's supposed to be on the outside, pretending to be with the Spree, I guess. Even though I don't even know at some point in the season, she may not be pretending. That's what's going to be interesting. She may see something more that the Spree's doing and see it more from their side and figure, hey, maybe they're right. So that's something that can happen. I don't ship anyone on the show yet except all the cute boys with me, especially that South Asian dude who was chasing Tally. Oh, what was his name? Was it Evan? I think it was Evan. Let me make sure. It's been a minute. I'm pretty sure it was Evan, but hold up. We got to go down the list of characters. I'm pretty sure that was Evan. So let's see. But it may not have been. No, I think it was Garrett. That sounds right. It was Garrett. Garrett Buttonwood. And he's technically married right now. Thank you, Nicholas. You just said it right when I popped it up. So yes, it was Garrett. He's technically married, and Tally was absolutely cheating. She had no problem cheating. And I'm like, so everybody's morals a little bit on the frack here. I'm like, I guess that's the one thing Charmed and Motherland, Fort Salem have in common besides being witches, is that sometimes cheating is okay. I'm like, because, the Veras are all about that cheating life. So it's a thing. It is a thing. How prominent is Scylla's ship? Are the majority of fans on board with it? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They have fan groups. The actresses themselves are very cool. The problem is Scylla's actress is adorable in real life. And her and Taylor, who plays Raelle, they have really good chemistry together. So that is why when the fans look at this, they can't see Scylla as anybody but Amalia in my mind. I think they see the actress. Because if you see her, I listen to her in interviews, it's very apparent that she's very, she's very sweet. She's very intelligent. She's very pretty. And she's got a lot of charisma. So it's really hard to not like Amalia Home, the actress. But see, you can't separate Scylla from the actress when you're that obsessed with a ship. You get to the point where it doesn't matter what happens in that ship because the ship is everything to you. The people in those ships can do absolutely anything and it doesn't matter. I don't know how far it goes. I mean, I think if Scylla were to slit Tally's throat, then that might cause some contention because everyone loves Tally. But outside of doing something like that, I don't think there's anything Scylla could do that she wouldn't get away with, honestly. The ship name of Abigail Bellwether and Raelle Collier is Bell Collar. Maria, you are the president. I'm the vice president. Yep. I remember saying that. I remember saying it last season. I thought that they should be together. People were like, nah. I'm like, I like them together. I think people confuse redemption with atonement. The problem is people want redemption for villains without atonement, and that's not how that works. I mean, it's not. It's really not. Perhaps on my radar, Adler, Mama Bellwether, Scylla, Adil, and Garrett. Okay. I like Adil. He's a little boring sometimes. I'm gonna be real. I mean, I think he's cute with Abigail, but he's just like when they were leaving Abigail and Raelle to die, he didn't really react very much. I kept going back and looking. He was just kind of like, oh, we're leaving them? Like, this is the girl you supposedly like a lot. I'm like, okay, I guess you just don't care as much as I thought you did. How is there a gray area when you murder innocent civilians? So to a lot of fans, the civilians that were murdered were pro witches being, pretty much inducted into the military. And Scylla finds that to be unacceptable because her parents avoided the draft for years and they ran. And then when they got caught, they were made an example they basically executed them in front of people to say that this is what happens when you don't follow the rules. I get the trauma that leaves. I understand that. I really do. I'm sure that happened in the Vietnam draft. My dad's a Vietnam vet, I'm sure. And he was a black man in the Vietnam War. So I'm pretty sure there were times he probably wanted to run across the damn border too. I get that. But what's interesting to me is that instead of her thinking, I want to make a better world where this doesn't happen to another little girl like me, she decides to join a terrorist group that just kills people. So it's like, okay, gray area. The only gray area I see when it comes to things like possessions or even puppetry, like how Adler did that to the very human lady president to get her delusion away. Yeah, that was messed up. I will never understand that. And you can see Anacostia was effing crying because Alder is her like idol. So that effed her up. That's why I'm saying I don't know how much Anacostia will be pretending to be with the spree and how much she really will start being with the spree. It's a lot. It really is a lot. I felt that says you're about to make me cry with your passion. I feel the same way about murder, but human life in particular, doesn't mean that much to folks. Let it be a dog, someone kills. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. It's almost like people have lost the ability to have compassion for others. To a level where it's scary. It's very scary. And I wish I could say that this was just limited to fandom, but it's really not. Yeah, it's on Hulu as well. That's when where I'm doing my rewatch currently. Okay, cool. So yeah, Hulu and Disney Plus. So there's two avenues. If you have either of those, definitely check it out before the show premieres on the 22nd, because we're gonna hit the ground running with that one. So I think redeeming characters like this is pretty difficult to do successfully. At the end, the best you can hope for at the end of these stories is to understand and empathize where they came from. I do agree with that. Like I do empathize with the trauma, like everything she went through, losing her parents and growing up on her own and being angry and obviously not having therapy. I get, she's young. I get that she's just in her feelings, in her rage. But at the same time, how can you see, like, I just keep going back, the opening scene of the very first episode where you see her, and just so you know, they use these lighters that change their faces with fire. And I forgot the name of it's like burnout or something, like it's burn something, but basically they're able to burn a different identity. So she looks like a very psychotic looking redhead. And you see her actually later in the episode, but I'm like, I don't want to spoil too much. But she doesn't do it in Scylla's face. And I think that's what helps a lot of the fandom too, that it wasn't Amalia's face. It was a face she took on. But they showed her taking this form. They also showed her using it in the episode. So it was her. And she looked at this little girl and she had no remorse, knowing that she was about to kill her. She was about to make her jump off of this like roof area to her death onto the concrete and die. Just make all of them just march to their deaths, completely unaware, completely blissed out to their deaths. I don't know how anybody who's been harmed and had to watch their own parents be murdered in front of them have the capacity in their bodies and in their souls to do that to other people. That's what I will never understand. And I will, to this day, never understand what people defend that shit. It is so weird to me. Did you look up the Luke set photos? I did not, but I will, because I'm really excited about him being Batwing. So that's actually on my to-do list. I just got off work 30 minutes ago, so I haven't had a chance to look up a lot. Speaking of my girl, Lady Shiva, did you read the DC Festival of Asian Heroes? She had a nice solo story in there. I did not. I need to check that out. Thank you for telling me. That is awesome. Anything Lady Shiva, let me know. Since day effing one. The Charm Sisters are very flawed, but can we give them effort for trying? Depends. What are they trying? You got to give me a little bit more context with that. I don't know if you remember the somewhat long message I sent you about Abigail and Raelle. I basically said that it had to be the character who wanted to start a relationship and not audience. True. I agree with that. I have ships that people probably would never have. I have a few of them behind me. Like, I am not an obsessed shipper, but I do like Weiss and Ruby. I do like Misaka and Kuroko from Railgun. And they're roommates. And I know that Kuroko is the flamboyantly, I want to sex you up, I need you in my life sissy. And Misaka's like, get the hell away from me, and runs away. But at the same time, especially if you read the manga, she does cater a lot to Kuroko. And it's almost like they don't specifically say that Misaka is not bi. She's just sucked into Toma's harem. And I hate harem anime. If there's one genre of anime that I absolutely despise in this world, it is one boring ass man somehow using his ability to be slightly nice and use his magical hand in his case to defeat all foes selflessly. And then every woman on the damn planet has to follow him and fall in love. Misaka is too damn strong of a character to be whipped by Toma. That bothers the hell out of me. So, but I do agree with you. So this is my imaginary ship that probably will never come to pass. But I like it. So, but again, I know that it's imaginary. So I am not like, oh my God, if they don't do this, I'm going to die. And if you hate my ship, you should die too. It's so weird. I love blunt streamers, so thank you for not sugarcoating your opinions. I appreciate that. Not many people can handle it. I mean, it's just what it is. And I respect people's opinions. I respect you to disagree with me. That's fine. I just don't want you to be in your feelings if I counter, because I will come back. If I think that you're not, if I say something or you call me out and I'm like, I don't think that's right, I will come back and say, well, actually, I meant this. I am not 100% wrong and I am not 100% right. So that's the gray area in Maria's life. I can F up a lot of shit. But I try very hard when I'm talking about things to at least look at it before I open my mouth. That's something that I've seen a lot of people not do. It's why I don't watch a lot of reviews that other people do on things that I review, because number one, I don't want them to get in my head. And number two, if I don't agree with something and it's going to make me sit here and like really think about it, I might start questioning myself. I'm like, well, what if this is the other perspective? It's like, I would rather have my viewers tell me, oh, what about this? And then give me that perspective back than me getting it from another reviewer and me just being too tired to realize I'm being brainwashed. I'm literally just believing what they're saying right now because I'm too tired to think about it. So it is what it is. But no, I encourage people to think for themselves. I never want somebody to be a puppet of Approach the Nerd. This is what I think is going on. And if somebody else thinks something else is going on, you could absolutely be right. We don't know, and I will say this so everybody understands what I'm saying. We don't know what the hell's going on in Motherland, Port Salem. Even when we watch it, we don't know what the hell's going on in Motherland, Port Salem. We think we know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know the end game. We don't know the game. We don't know what the hell this mushroom is about. We don't know why the mushroom is doing this stuff. We don't know why Rael is connected to this mushroom just through touch. We don't know the implications of this mushroom. This mushroom, we don't know. We do not know. That girl could turn into a damn mushroom. We have no idea. We have no idea what's coming. So, yeah. Hope season 2 has a recap because it's been so long. I forgot most of the season 1. I mean, so you can go on YouTube and look at different clips, I think, because I think Freeform put a lot of clips online. That's somewhere else you can watch the episodes. Freeform.com. I think they have their app, and then you can watch it through their channel too. I forgot about that. The Vera Vaughn needs a reality check. They do. They really do. I agree. Mother Witch wants to stay mother, power hungry, and privileged. She might even have some Dr. Doom. Only I can save the world. I am the chosen one mess. I'm telling you. I don't know what the hell's wrong with her. I mean, like literally, there is so much to compartmentalize about this show because it is good. But it will F you up. If you literally sit there and try, like say you watch the first 2-3 episodes, you will have a theory in your mind of where things are going, and it's not where it's going. So it's like, now you have to take into consideration that all this other shit they haven't introduced is about to happen. So it's a mess. It is a mess. I love it though. Okay. Okay, I think okay. That is right. Well, I might have skipped somebody. I'll have to go back. I'm sorry. I said before another site regarding the Scylla Rael relationships. If that was a man, everyone would be ready to crucify that person. It is just wrong. Not even if, yeah. Well, you know what? You are absolutely right. If the ship had been Rael with some obscure guy, unless it was a ship they were seriously into. Yeah, they would have been like, that asshole, how could he be the one doing all this stuff? And what is going to happen to Rael? She's going to be brokenhearted, blah, 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 blah. But because it's Scylla, they're like, but she can work it out. It's not really her fault. And I'm like, no, she does not get a pass. She does not get a pass. I am a queer woman who is telling you that just because they are queer women in a relationship, which I know for you is obscure because they don't usually work out in shows. This ain't right. Like, it's not right. You can't. This girl has shown no remorse whatsoever. You cannot jump on the bandwagon of forgiving her because you like that she makes out with Rael. I'm sorry. I can't accept this. I posted it when you guys mentioned Charmed earlier about the relationship, so you read it a bit late. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I mean, I'm literally going all over the place in these comments. For some reason, I'm more lenient to Alice than I am with Scylla. Because Scylla went through trauma. Alice was literally tortured like repeatedly and brainwashed repeatedly. So yeah, Alice doesn't know who the hell Alice is because Alice isn't Alice. She's Beth. So that makes sense. The only ship I care about right now is Quanon and Greycrow. Oh, and Dakin and Aurora. Maybe Richter and Shadowstar too. And Silk and Hector. You know, you have a lot of ships. Like, I like Ava and Sarah and Legends. I'm a White Rose, Rainbow Quartz, Solar System. Who's Solar System? That sounds familiar. Rich Farmer Shippy. This is the life of a multi-shipper, and I will never change. There's nothing wrong with shipping. I love Korosami to the core. Do I think that they did not have enough representation in the Nickelodeon show? And I can see why people thought that they were thrown together. Yes. But to be fair, the creators wanted to do more. Nickelodeon shot them down. So that makes sense too, because back then they didn't have queer cartoons, and they definitely didn't have queer characters in cartoons. So makes sense. If that had been today, they would have been making out since episode 1. Do you think Royale would end up linking to Tally and figure out a way to reverse engineer the flow of the link that Tally shares with Alder and the Biddies and manage to get our girl back? I think so. I think either that or they're going to see the benefit in having the unit together, because, we got the Fixer, we got the Blaster, so we need to know her back, because they literally work together as a really, really good team. And I feel like, as powerful as Tally is with her knower abilities, and as powerful of a healer that Raelle is, and now if that teaser is any indicator, Abigail has transcended with this whole blaster stuff. Like, she looked like Storm levitating up there. I was waiting for her hair to turn white. I'm like, she's a Roro right now. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that is about, because I've never seen any of them do that. So I really think that, they'd be hard-pressed not to let Tally back and give her youth back, because she has so much potential and can fight, and she'd be wasted as a biddy. So, yeah. It's so different from other shows about witches the public knows, and there are witch soldiers, how has not been done before. It's so unique. Yeah, I like that they read, and I like it. This is a different Earth. Like, the history that they have is not the history that we know. So events that have happened, like if you see the line driven like right down it, you see that different states and stuff are not even on the map. So it's interesting. It's really interesting. I'm just waiting for them to speak the old tongue and branch out in their new songs and spells. But I can see Abigail literally jumping for joy or excitement, like our girl Penny and Raelle going to be. I think it'd be kind of cool. I really want to know what other seeds they have. I don't think we've seen even with the stuff they already know. We haven't seen it all. We only see what they learned in training. I want to know what they know in the real world. And I want is her name Birdley, the one that was supposed to be the bodyguard for Abigail, but for some reason that only lasted one episode, and then we didn't see her again until the finale when she was flying the helicopter out. She is badass, and I really want them to bring her back. I like her, the one that has the eye patch. I think it's Birdie or Birdley. I can't remember her name, but I really liked her character. Sling and Freeform are showing back episodes. Okay. Yeah, I think I was going to say Freeform normally puts their stuff on there, because I know they do that with the bold type and with why they just go out of my head. The Good Trouble. Told you so, in the same vein like SpongeBob called out Squidward for killing Krabby Patties. That's funny. I forgot even Sarah and Legends Drat. I do have a lot of ships. Yeah, I love them. I bet they would have preferred Mako and Korra. Well, they would have been wrong. I think Mako is a serial cheater and doesn't deserve anybody, because he was literally making out with Korra while he was with Asami, and making out with Sami was trying to get back with Korra, and he just couldn't make up his damn mind. So many people put him with Prince Wu, and that it's absolutely funny. It's hysterical. But we'll know, because Avatar Studios is supposed to be making new content for both The Last Airbender and for The Legend of Korra. And then we may even get Kyoshi and some of the other stories in. So that'll be cool. I will be uber excited if they do that. Although I'm still not excited about what's happening with the live action version, because the creators left, and that worries me. So Solar System is Sun Wukong and Mercury Black and Neptune. Oh, okay. I gotcha. I can see Sun and Mercury. I can see that. Hector is Cindy's ex-boyfriend from high school. He had an accident and became like Kitty Pryde, except if her abilities worked in reverse, he can't become tangible unless he's on the attack. Yeah, I have that in Silk's video, so I know about Ghost Hector pretty much. Nick has a new show with a lesbian married couple that no one talks about, so they are more open-minded now. Really? What is the name of this show? Because I've never heard of it. Not a fan of Charmed. I tried to watch a few episodes, but lost all interest. That's fine. Keke Palmer would make a good Ororo. I can see it. The problem with Ororo is she's supposed to be, from Africa, not colonized, think Wakanda, very beautiful, dark skin. Like, honestly, Lupita Nyong'o, if Lupita Nyong'o was not in Black Panther, she would have been a great Ororo. Back in the day, I always thought either Naomi Campbell or Iman would be really good as Ororo. They're from Africa. They both have naturally dark skin, especially Iman. And I don't know, something about Iman. Iman is gorgeous. I think she's in her 50s or 60s and she's still hot. I could have really seen her as Ororo, but I don't know. Hollywood likes to make things weird. So we'll see. I know a lot of people are upset about the actor they got. Finn, I can't think of his last name. They're casting as Alan Scott, saying he's a pretty boy and that they're, Hollywooding him up. And I think they would do the exact same thing with Storm. So, because they've done it. I mean, Halle Berry was not Aurora Monroe, and she's mixed like me. And so a lot of people were originally upset about that too, because she's too light skinned to play Aurora. So it's a thing, guys. It's a thing. It's not on Disney Plus in America because I haven't seen it. Okay. So that's interesting. Trying to see if it was on mine, but if you haven't seen it on there, I believe you. Let me log in really quickly. Sometimes they put subcategories on and it irritates me greatly. And then sometimes it's just, and you might have to get like a VPN. So I don't know. But normally I like to believe they try and put, but then again, I don't know, because I don't know if Disney has anything to do with the making of this series. And sometimes unless they get something out of it, they don't put things on it. So that they're not, paying for or getting any money from. So they may not. And yeah, I don't see it on my Disney Plus either. So yeah, I think it's definitely on Freeform. So definitely do Freeform. And it's definitely, I just checked, it's definitely on Hulu. So if you go to Hulu, you will definitely see it on there. I still don't remember. I kind of ship Silk with her therapist in her current series, even though I know he's helping her, his supervillain sister. Plus, it's unethical for a doctor to be with a patient. True. That wouldn't be the first time Joker and Harleen. Tally does come back according to the showrunner. She was young in episode 4. I saw pictures of girls in a circle and it looked like that she had her red hair back. I don't know. So which face is Scylla's real face? They switch between them so often I can't even tell anymore. Laugh Mouse. So which is her real face and which is her disguise? The dark-haired one is her real face. So look up Amalia Home, and that is what she really looks like. It's kind of strange that Hector hasn't been mentioned in the miniseries. They seem like an item at the end of Robbie Thomas' run. Hector was more prominent in the second Robbie Thomas Silk Boy. I know. Well, they do that a lot in comic ships, though. It depends on who's writing it. I'm always going to say that. Whoever's writing it, that's when the relationship gets more priority. I can't tell you how many times I've watched this triangle between crazy-ass Belladonna, Rogue, and Remy LeBeau. Like, depending on who is writing it. I am one of them. I shipped Mako with Prince Wu. It was obvious to me Wu was gay, and I was waiting for Mako to make the right choice. I mean, I think I always thought that, like, Wu was pansexual. He just didn't care for gender. It was all about who gave him a chance. like who took the cucumber water. I'm at this point, I think the whole team was bi or pan, but it seemed that visibly out was Korra and Asami. Asami was too available and willing to help Korra. I will say that. Especially when Vahir poisoned Korra and she's all like, I can come with you to South Pole. Yes, I run a company that needs me and I really need to help keep afloat, but I will drop everything in my life to come home with you. I'm like, yeah. It's a live action called The Astronauts. Okay. Is that kind of like Space Camp? I used to love that old, I think it was an 80s or 90s movie. Space Camp was really cool. The creators still handpick the stuff for the show, so I trust the staff enough. And since TLA has their new studio, maybe people will be more lenient on the live action one. I'm still excited. I just want to know why they left. They left for a reason. Jodie Turner-Smith, best choice for Storm. Okay, I can see that. Flynn isn't Alan Scott. He is Guy Gardner. Is he? Even did he get cast as Guy? I think that on the forum somebody must have messed it up with Alan. But I know that if you go to Reddit, they are upset about him being a pretty boy, and I'm like, okay. I mean, to be fair, you don't really think about pretty anything when you think of lanterns because it's a superhero show. But whatever. I mean, it does make you wonder what it would have been like if Ryan Wilder and Batwoman would have been cast by a lady who was less attractive, like more tomboyish, more, somebody who wouldn't be Hollywood pretty. Like if you look at Anissa on Black Lightning and you see her on Instagram, Anissa's actress, Nafissa Williams, is hot as hell. She's hot. But what if they didn't cast Nafissa Williams as Anissa and they cast somebody who was just average? I wonder what people would say, because people get upset and get in their feelings about the beauty of it all, but then they cast somebody they think is not hot, then they get mad about that. So it's like, I don't know. I didn't like how Halle had an accent and then lost it in the same movie. Yeah. Same thing happened to Gambit in the Wolverine movie. He had a Cajun accent for like a third of the movie, and then he sounded country throughout the rest. So it's probably bundled with Star, which is overseas. Could be. They do a lot. Like I said, it's hard to keep up with all the streaming services now. I mean, even with like Acorn, we subscribe to that. And then some of the BBC Three stuff won't be on there, even though technically it's a BBC extended British series channel. And it's really weird. The older Storm isn't that president. Storm was several years older than many of the X-Men in Evolution. I mean, I could see her being older. I don't know what they're going for, though, in the MCU when they bring the X-Men in. I don't know if they're going to be, like, seasoned or they're going to be young. It would be really weird to have, our Avengers cast, like, have Falcon and Bucky and all the remaining original Avengers be older than the X-Men. And the X-Men are coming in as teenagers. That would be so effing weird to me. The most pairings I see Mako is either with Wu or one of the Beifeng twins. Yeah. I think he should. Well, he can't be with the emo Beifeng twin. The one that's the artist. He can't be with him. Yeah, maybe the more athletic one. I'm still excited in the Netflix interpretation. I want to see what it's about. I guess my fear is that they may have whitewashed it again, and that'll make me upset. Because the last Airbender movie being that whitewashed was a slap in the face for the whole reason they even had the last Airbender. They made the Avatar series to have minorities in cartoons that could be in a role that's considered almost like a superhero. It's like its own thing. And then you turn around and you literally whitewash almost every single character. And it was done by a minority. And that's what's bad. It's really bad when a minority whitewashes a minority property. It's very weird. I know people are upset that they switched Katara and Sokka's ages, but I'm interested in how it's interpreted. See, I didn't even know they switched their ages. Wow, really? The premise of the astronauts is 5 teens accidentally launch themselves into space and they have to try to survive till they get back home. Okay, yeah, then that's like space camp. So they accidentally launched themselves into space and they had to work together to try and find a way to go. And they accidentally something happened and they didn't realize that it was an active launch. They accidentally launched themselves into space. But they did have one of the space camp instructors with them. But the kids had to do everything. So I thought that was cool. ATLA, Legend of Korra. I absolutely love both. But I do love Korra a little bit more. And I know I'll probably get a lot of hate for that, but I do. Not saying the writing was perfect. I'm just saying I like the characters better. I hope the X-Men come in season. I really hope they do. The main regret I have with Legend of Korra is not finding out who Suyun and Lin Beifeng's fathers were, especially Suyun, because Suyun was my favorite Beifeng by far. I love Sue. And yeah, Toph is never going to tell them who the daddies are. She said, what did she say? We didn't get along very well. I'm like, he knocked me up and he went home. Like, I'm just not a good mother. I'm going to the swamp. I'm like, all right, peace out. Netflix Monkey King exclusive is heavily whitewashed. I'm not looking forward to Avatar. Yeah, that's the one thing that's going to bother me. They probably be younger for longevity. Their origin stories, they want these actors to last like 20 years or so. It's easy to make them younger that way. Like I said, I mean, the one thing I don't agree with, and it's fine if you're okay with this, if you're going to take a property that has already been put through the ringer, because it's the movie version of this property was whitewashed, it just was not good. And then you have the opportunity to fix a lot of mistakes. You get people very excited. You get the creators on board. And then not even 6 to 8 months into the project of development, the creators walk away. The people that created this story, that is a problem. That's a problem. I'm sorry. I don't get why people think that taking somebody's property that they created and doing their own thing. That's like if you wrote a fanfic or a book and then somebody bought it and they said, well, I know that you wrote this character some way and it's close to your heart. And I know that this plot is this way and it's close to your vision, but we own it now. So we're going to do what we want. Peace out. That's literally what happens. And I don't like that. I don't. I understand that you can have different interpretations of things, but like if the creators themselves are telling you this is not our vision and then they walk away, I mean, I'm not that excited about it. I think the Beifong twin was Wei and the third pairing was General Ira. I could see Ira with that. Yeah, I could see that. I swear to God, there are Warcraft night elves who are villains in the Monkey King. What the fuck? Pretty sure that wasn't part of the original myth. That's funny though. And they thought it was by accident, but the AI controlling the ship thought they had potential to get a mission done before their astronauts' parents. Gotcha. That makes sense. I thought the guys that Toph baby daddies were named Kanto and Jota. I don't remember if, was it? I think Kanto sounds familiar, meaning Toph created Pokemon. Lord, no. Monkey King has a lot of non-white actors. Well, technically, the Monkey King technically should have all non-white actors because it's an Asian legend or mythology. I thought you were being serious for a second. Netflix were going to go to the Riverdale route, like sex, cringe, and edgier. I don't know what Netflix is doing. I will say though, some of the things I am excited about. Again, my Jurassic Park Camp C is coming up Friday. I can't watch it on Friday because it's a charm night, but I will be binging the hell out of it on Saturday. I know Lucifer season 5B is coming. I think the following week. So I'm excited about that. Army of the Dead. I'm excited about that. It looks really good because Zack Snyder's not a bad director visually, but he could be hit or miss. But it looks good, so I'm excited about it. Also, I'm really into a show called Black Summer, and it is, if you've ever watched, I know this is stupid. If you ever watched Z Nation, I like it. It's cheesy. I know Asylum did it, but I'm into that crap. So if you ever watch Z Nation, Black Summer is kind of like a prequel to that show, but more serious. So think of a gray lined area between The Walking Dead and Z Nation. And then you have Black Summer. And we have this, I think the 17th of June is when we get season 2. And that came out in 2019. So I'm happy they were able to film again. So there's a lot of shows that are coming out and a lot of movies that are coming out that I am looking forward to on Netflix. I don't hate the channel completely, but they do cancel a lot of stuff prematurely. And it's sometimes the decisions they make are very stupid. So yeah, it's a thing. It is some things. I love me some Toph. I love Toph. Toph is awesome. I like that she just doesn't care what she says. She's like, I really should probably think before I say things. I'm like, yeah, I probably should. When her and Lynn go at each other, it is funny as hell. I like the Monkey King. It has a similar tone to ATLA. It's a fun show. As far as I know, there isn't a single Chinese actor playing a lead role in Monkey King. Journey to the West is a Chinese novel. Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard. because I understand representation and culture. I mean, just by me saying this, it's going to piss people off. But I do feel like if you take a legend or a story from another country and then you put non-actors who are not from that country in those roles, but keep the story the same, the title the same, then essentially it's not that story. You're not representing those people. And it's so interesting to me that people that are completely okay with that in general are the same ones that were hating when they were making a black girl Ariel in The Last Mermaid. I don't know. Like I said, I guess pick your battles, right? Like, pick your battles. In the scheme of things, it's Hollywood. Hollywood does what the hell it wants to do. It doesn't have morals. It is one of the most superficial vehicles on the damn planet. I mean, if you want to feel bad about yourself, listen to somebody in Hollywood break you down on how you would be a good Hollywood actor or actress if you did this, and this, and change everything effing about yourself. That is entertainment / Hollywood. It's sad. It is sad. So, yeah, it's a thing, guys. It is a thing. Now, going back to Ruby, I'm hoping that things get better for our heroes, but if we're going this track record, the heads of each kingdom are going to fall in battle through their own actions. Oh, yeah. I want to know where they ended up. It's bothering me, and I don't know when the hell Volume 9 is coming out, so it is bothering me. It really is. The novel Journey to the West is a great and surprisingly funny read. Comedy usually doesn't age well, but this did. Yeah, I'm scrolling up, guys, because I want to make sure I did not miss something. I think I'm good. I think I think we're good. Okay. All right. So overall, season 2, got to get back to on track with this because I'm going to go make dinner. Because I did not I always get on these talks, and I love talking to you guys, but then I think we didn't cook dinner today. We didn't do any of these things today. So it's easier with the later streams, like the 9 o'clock ones, because things are already done. But like I got off work at like 4:30, and then I was like trying to prep because the stream started at 5, and I'm like, oh, I got to set my camera up, got to move the lights around. So yeah, it's a thing. But I will say this about season 2 of Motherland Fort Salem, what I hope is going to happen. I'm hoping that the bond between our girls is going to be even stronger, especially, I don't care if they're not a ship. I want Raelle and Abigail to be extreme BFFs, because at this point, if somebody was willing to not break a connection with you, knowing that they could die if they didn't, that is an effing BFF. So at the minimum, Abigail should be Raelle's BFF right now. And I want Scylla to show remorse for all of the shit she's done. I want her to see it. I want her to go through this journey with the people that the other seed members and Willa and all of these people that she's with. And I want her to see that what she did out of anger and justified anger and rage is murder. And murder does not accomplish anything except getting people killed. I need her to feel bad about it. I don't want her to sit in a room like she did with Anacostia, and Anacostia is trying to make her feel bad, make her have remorse, and have her response be, well, look what they did to witches. They've been torturing witches for years. It's like, that is not somebody who feels remorse. That is somebody who got mad that they're caught. The only the emotion she's ever shown is when Raelle came into that room and was mad at her, and she screamed. And when she was dancing with Raelle before she got taken by Anacostia, how she was going to go and basically take Raelle to the beach, because essentially she was supposed to go to her mother. That was the plan, and Raelle didn't do it, and Scylla didn't do it. And so it showed that Scylla cared more about Raelle than she did about being a spree. But she didn't care more about not killing people than she did being a spree. That is something, there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. So I need her to show more remorse, and I need her to show compassion for somebody outside of Raelle. I need her to show that she's a human being, because she killed Porter just for him knowing who she was. He didn't really know the extent to what she was. He really didn't. And she killed him anyway. She made him jump off the top of the thing. So, I mean, I need her to feel, I need to feel like this girl has an emotion outside of Raelle. I need to figure out if Alder is prone to repercussions. Like, and what I mean by that is there needs to be some backlash to what she did to the president. Like, the president knows that that's not what she was saying. There needs to be some kind of repercussions to what Alder did to that president. Also, I need Tally to be young again. Tally needs to be young again, because her being a biddy is not going to work. I can't handle that emotionally. I need to see more male witches. I need to see what male witches do. I don't believe that they're just there to procreate and make weapons. I mean, I feel like they should do other things, because all the terrorist groups have guys. I mean, why can't the witches have soldiers that are guys? I mean, I need to understand this. I need to figure out what in the hell is happening with Abigail's mother. Why is she this crazy? Why? I mean, what's going on with all the other bellwethers? Because if Abigail technically is the last person, she's the last bellwether, because her cousin's dead. And her cousin didn't have a chance to have any kids because she got killed on her wedding day. So Abigail is it. She is literally the last breeder for her line. Now, we know they have cousins that are half this and part that, but she's the last pure bellwether. I also want to know more backstory about all of her fathers, because she has 2 or 3. There were like multiple dads. How does that work? Is mama just like greedy? There's so much. There's so much to this series, guys. There's so much, so many questions that I have. What the hell's happening with this mushroom? What's going to happen with Kalita and Adil now? They're going to go, they have nowhere to go. They can't go back to the desert where they're from. What's going to happen with them? Yeah. So overall, these are my questions for season 2. I am so looking forward to, especially if they do another trailer. If they do a full season 2 trailer, which hopefully they did do bloopers. So we had season 1 bloopers a few days ago, and then they just released a teaser today. And I knew something was coming, because why put that up if they're not going to update, you know? So maybe this teaser is a segue into the full trailer. And I'm absolutely looking forward to the full trailer of this show, because I think it's going to be very revealing, and we may even get some new characters. I haven't been paying attention if anybody new was cast, but I am super excited on trying to figure out how Abigail and Raelle are going to get home. I am really looking forward to Abigail being reunited with her mother and Scylla, and seeing that her mother and Scylla are working together, because her mother lied about being dead, and I don't know how she's going to get over that. Yeah, there's gonna be so much drama. So much drama in this. Is gonna be insane. So yeah, and I did see this comment, Nicholas, really quickly. There are multiple dads because their marriages only last roughly 5 years in hopes of procreation and expansion of lines, as well as their military ranks. True, but I thought they divorced and they moved on. Like, I always felt it was like a musical chair situation. It's like, I slept with you, and I'm going to sleep with them, and I'm going to sleep with them, and somehow everybody's related. But, you know, like, why are all the dads still there? Like, why isn't the latest dad there? I don't understand. Or the one that was successful in fathering Abigail. That's really interesting. I don't know. Interesting and confusing. But okay. All right. If you have any more questions, concerns, comments, you know, statements, just want to dance, twerk, whatever, leave the comments below. We will have our stream for Charm tomorrow, unless something happens. Again, I live in a storm-infested area, but hopefully everything will go well. Charm will air correctly, and then we will have our after show after it airs tomorrow, which will be 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for me. So you will see me set it up. I usually try and do it closer to the time, but be on the lookout, because I put it on the community tab, and we will absolutely 1 trillion% be doing our Charm review. And, you know, suggestions would say, leave a like. Thank you, you know. And yeah. Yeah, please leave all other comments because I know you probably have other things you want to say about the show. And I want to read them. I love discussing Motherland, Fort Salem. And also I did a season 2 theory video too on my channel. I'll try and remember to find it and put it in the description, like 11 months ago. And I'm really curious to see if anything that I said actually makes it into the show. So that would be cool. But yeah, I love you guys. Have a good Thursday, or if you're somewhere where it's Friday, a good Friday. And then I will see you with our charm review on tomorrow, which for some of you might be